Are we live? I think we're live.
You're live?
Hey! Hello, everybody! Welcome to 2020. It is time to start a new year with The Sims. I believe this is our first stream of 2020, so we're really excited to share with you today the Tiny Living Stuff Pack.
Yep.
I'm the Sim Guru Ninja.
I'm Connor.
Hi, Connor. Connor is a designer that worked on this stuff pack very deeply, and in fact, he's going to be leading the design of our upcoming community-voted knitting pack. Connor, what do you do here?
I'm a designer here. I've been working here for 3 years. I started in cats and dogs, and my first design was the laser pointer, so that was great. And I don't have a Sim Guru account yet, but I'm always lurking. Always lurking on Reddit.
And also, Connor, 1N. Thank you slightly for correcting dumb old Steve and misspelling it. You are a good lady. Thank you. So we're going to jump into game today. And again, we're going to show off the Tiny Living Stuff Pack. Really excited about this. I think I can speak for myself. I had a lot of fun working on this pack. I think this is a great theme. Did you enjoy it?
Absolutely.
Did I drive you nuts throughout the entire dev cycle?
No.
You're a nice guy, thank you. But before we jump into the game itself, we want to kind of talk through a couple of announcements and some of the recent going-ons. So yesterday, patch.
Oh yeah. Woo. Yeah.
So go through, if you haven't checked it out already, read the patch notes. Thank you, Sim Guru Ruski, for really doing a great job with the patch notes. My name is on there as well, but it does not deserve to be. She is our producer that is in charge of text, and she is like 20 people all wrapped into one, so we really appreciate her, and thank you for writing those patch notes. Speaking of Sim Guru Ruski, the other big news that came out with the patch yesterday is that we are now supporting simplified Chinese language. So if you ran the update yesterday and you were wondering, why is this touching all of my packs? Well, it's because we're installing a new language on each of those packs. So welcome players who are going to prefer using that language, and I hope it makes a difference for you.
Yeah.
What else happened?
A little tiny bed update.
A little tiny bed update. Okay, so we did some in-game updates, and I can't wait to jump in and show those off. And really excited to finally announce that gallery support on the console is live. We are now one official community, so I'm really excited to see those console players starting to upload their gallery builds, and vice versa. I'm really excited that they're going to get to be able to download all of the builds from our lovely community.
Yep.
We're going to show off some tiny builds today from the community. That's going to be exciting. Have you seen any of them yet?
Saw a little preview.
Saw a little preview?
Teeny tiny. Teeny tiny.
I'm looking forward to it, and I'm simultaneously dreading it, because we're going to also look at our own pre-built lot that we made for this pack.
It will not look as good, maybe.
I mean, it is what it is.
Sure.
Well, whatever. I can't wait to show you. So, okay, so let's go ahead and jump in game here, and let's actually show off some of the base game updates that everybody has now. Say hi to the child, everybody. We already knew about that. That was an update ago in everybody's favorite object. Okay, so what did we actually put into the game from this patch? So, Connor, the first thing you mentioned was the bed.
Yep. So there's now upgrades. If you are, I think, level 6 handiness, you can now increase the massage controls or the mattress firmness. And as someone on Reddit I saw discovered, it basically doubles all the low-end beds, and high-tier beds only get like a 20% increase, but it pretty much brings all beds in line, so you can use whatever you want now.
Yeah, this is really nice. I have had many situations where I'm making a build and I find just like the perfect object that I like visually, but it doesn't quite provide the stats that I want, so I either avoid it or I kind of have to live with that restricted gameplay.
Yeah, you don't have to use just gilded beds for all your family now. You can use whatever you want.
So this should definitely make beds across the game more powerful. And I also really appreciate, Connor, that you didn't let us take the easy way out and make it kind of like an instant interaction that the player could do. I actually really appreciate that I have to use gameplay in order to upgrade.
Yeah.
So, got to make sure that my handiness skill is at the right level. have to have the right components in order to do it. So it's not like a freebie.
Right. You still want your handiness pretty high, which it should be. You definitely want handiness in this game, but it's not for free.
And, you know, these upgrades are absolutely electronic based. I mean, mattress firmness and massage control.
Get the circuit board out and just, you know, like as you do.
It is a completely fictionally appropriate animation.
I think so.
James Turner YT, if you are out there watching, you came at me real hard on this, man, and I think this looks.
I think it looks fine. I think it's fine.
I think you love it too, and you just want to call us out. So that's fair.
That's all right. That's all right. You can deal with that.
Just gonna have to deal with that. So yeah, couple of new upgrades that are spread across all the beds. What else do we have?
Ooh, well, I think we're looking at some of them.
Yay, bookends. So we've had several bookends in this game up to this point as deco objects. From base game, the good old Librarian from Moschino, a couple other packs offered it. Here's actually the Tiny Living new bookend. And these have all been deco objects.
Right.
And in the spirit of Tiny Living and being able to live on a smaller footprint and fit more objects in than maybe you otherwise would have.
It's a bookshelf now. It does everything it does.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Of course, yeah.
In fact, it's one of those things where it's like, why didn't we just do this in
just
the
like
first
the
place?
stereo we recently.
That's right. In
We didn't
fact,
show that off.
I didn't even place that.
I'm surprised. Joey dropped the ball on that one. I'm going to blame him.
So, Moschino stuff pack. The Moschino stuff pack offered a kind of amplifier.
Is that the one? Yeah.
An amp stack that, again, just like the bookends, was completely deco. And why have that? You know, why not add a little bit more functionality onto it? Let's have it behave in a way that I think most people expect it to behave. So I hope you enjoy that. Speaking of course, why didn't we do this before? One other good base game upgrade. So you can see here, or maybe you can't see, this is an accent table. And there is a TV on top of the accent table. We didn't allow TV placement on accent tables before.
Sure.
And I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
I don't know why. So it just makes sense. I'm really happy. It's a small addition, but I feel like every little bit helps, and anything you can do to help place your objects down in the way that you kind of expect looking at the objects, I think is powerful. Whose idea was it to do that?
I don't know. Somebody, thank you.
Thank you, Connor.
It was me. Thank you.
So definitely some fun new base game updates. I hope everybody enjoys them. As usual, if the patch caused any problems, let us know. We're always trying to resolve any emergent issues that happen. We do our best to test, and much love to our QA department that really breaks their backs trying to make sure that these things go out clean.
Showers are fixed. We figured that was number one.
That was a big one. But obviously, if we've introduced anything unexpected that's negative, just let us know, and we're on it.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
Yeah. Oh, I also forgot to mention, we have a simmer out in the world, Sada Sims, who's on a first date right now. And I think this is just the perfect venue for, you know, a first date. So I hope you're out there. I know you're watching. I hope everything's going good. And you know, you're an awesome person. So whoever it is that you're with, lucky to be on a date with you right now. Okay. So, should we jump in game?
I think so.
Let's go ahead and show off actual Tiny Living. So the first thing that I want to do is just quickly go into Manage Worlds and just show like an easy kind of tutorial-esque flow if you want to put down one of these new Tiny Living residential
We choose. I like Brindleton Bay. That's my favorite.
You like Brindleton Bay?
Yeah.
No, we're already moved into the lot. We're just going to choose the lot. So here we are. Pop-up. Players that have bought Dine Out may recognize this. I think we had also one other pack that kind of offered us. So this is when you go into Manage Worlds for the first time, you're going to have a pop-up kind of introducing you to the new residential type, the tiny home residential, and kind of offer you a quick prompt if you want to pull our pre-built down.
We had not done this in a while, and it was kind of funny. We had to scramble together, like, who makes these? Like, who does this? But we got it figured out.
Yeah, it was definitely
Some lost knowledge.
Is it Sim Guru?
It's in this.
So we got it in. Now, I'm gonna just say right now, you're not going to be satisfied with this pre-built lot. This was a lot that I made. I know in the past we've given Sim Guru Romeo a lot of grief and slack for putting in questionable pre-mades. This is my questionable pre-made.
It's fine. It looks nice.
Thanks.
No.
Thanks, dude. Obviously, it's not going to be anywhere close to the level of quality that we're going to see coming out of the building community.
Expectation.
But here's why it's okay. So the whole nature of tiny living is it's a challenge. It's a challenge of how small a footprint can you actually fit on.
Right.
So this pre-made lot, is this the perfect tiny build? I would argue no, but it's a great start. And what I found building this was this pack, these builds are all about choices. If I want to get small, I'm starting to have to make some hard choices of where am I going to put, where am I putting everything?
Right.
So, you know, for
That's good.
example,
I like this.
hey, I don't need a sink in my kitchen. I'm gonna be, you know, having a lot of microwave meals. We're gonna be using the garbage, so maybe I can get away with, you know, a sink in my bathroom.
Sure.
So, hard choices. You might disagree with my choices.
Tiny home. Tiny home. The spirit of tiny home. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to go through all the objects. We're going to go through casts. That's coming up. So I know chat is always upset with us around our flows and how we do it. I'm going to apologize. This is going to be no better. No better.
Please bear with us.
But thank you. But the first thing I think we should show off maybe is the UI and kind of how you know how small of a house you're building.
Yep. Absolutely.
So if you go into build mode, and you kind of come up here to the top left and you see this little lot info panel. So one new addition is, if you click on this, previously it would just show you what your current venue type was. And if you wanted to change it, you actually had to go up into Manage Worlds and go through a different flow. Well, we've implemented it.
Nobody wants that.
So we've implemented it that straight on the lot from build mode, you can now come in and actually change your residential type to a tiny home residential, which is awesome. I love it.
Absolutely.
So I'm actually going to blow this lot away real fast. And we're going to kind of just start from scratch.
That's rain. There you go.
Okay. So we have a tiny home residential. Now, requirements. Do you want to explain to us what these tiers are? What are these requirements?
Sure. So we're going to be actually calculating how many tiles on the screen, on your house rather. And if you're 32 under that, you get the micro home, you get all the benefits. You're the best home. But you can also make a tiny home or a small home. As you see here, you'll hit the tier requirements. And if you're tier 3, you'll get the least amount, but you'll still get some benefit.
Go.
Nice.
So you can see up at the top in this little blue bar here, this is actually tracking in real time how many tiles I'm taking up. So it's not how big of a lot or how small of a lot I'm using, it's actually the footprint of the building itself.
Please go nuts with the rest of it, the backyard, like go crazy. This is just the interior.
Now, multiple floors do count additional tiles. So if I was to go down and make a basement, you can see my tile counter is increasing. And similarly, if I was to go up, it's going to do the same thing.
Yeah. Your towers will count as a slightly bigger. Now, you can get pretty creative, and there's a lot of different functionality that you're going to find in order to kind of make, I'm not going to say exploits, but creative ways. Creative use of game mechanics.
That you can find to actually, maybe expand on your building without increasing the tile count. So, I know SimGuru ME, Mr. E, has some really interesting tricks that he kind of discovered in the process of making 1,000 tiny builds making this pack. One of my favorites is actually leveraging the rooftops. And, if I don't enclose this rooftop as a room, I can build stairs up there. I can have my kind of rooftop garden. Great way to leverage additional space. And again, this tile counter that's up at the top of the UI here is always going to let me know exactly where I'm at and what tier I'm in. And you can see the UI kind of mapping it out.
Can we show the benefits for each one?
Of course. So with tiny homes comes benefits. So we have a new UI tab here. That's the venue lot rewards. And essentially this is going to keep track of where you're at, what tier are you, and it's going to show you all of the rewards that progressively increase as you get smaller.
Yep.
Is that about right?
Yeah.
So do you want to take us through some of these perks?
Sure. The biggest tier of this house, a small home, you get less bills, and you're occasionally, your happy buffs will last longer.
Load and feeling fine all the time.
It's happy feelings all around.
So tier 3 home would be 100 tiles.
Yeah, pretty big, or I imagine most towers probably fall into this small home category.
Did you struggle making 100 tile homes?
That was kind of a back and forth, like what should be a small home, but I think 100 feels pretty comfortable.
Absolutely.
Though. But there was a kind of a back and forth, like what is a small home?
Yep. And we're going to walk through what is the fictional logic behind some of these benefits. So obviously, lighten the load, you're using less space, using less energy, so it kind of makes sense that your bills are reduced.
Yeah.
What's this feeling fine all the time?
You're happy, you're happier. It will last longer,
Strong fiction, strong. Maybe we could say you're in a tight space. If you're going to be living with somebody that close, you're going to be getting along with them. And if you're not going to be getting along with them, you need to get out of that. You need to get out of that tiny house.
There's a story there.
Yeah. So we're going to assume the best, of sim nature and say if you're living in this small environment, if you're kind of on top of each other all the time.
Be buddies.
You're going to be
definitely
jelly.
be buddies.
Absolutely. So what about tier 2? What do I get out of tier 2?
Skills increase by double, which is awesome. So if you want to max out your logic for a lot of those careers, get a tiny home. You'll grind through that pretty quick. Also get comfortable buttons.
Comfy, cozy comforts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like I'm going to get the feeling fine all the time and the light and the load that I got from that tier 300 tile.
Yep.
That carries right over.
Yep.
So I get all the benefits.
You get everything, yeah.
And then I get a couple more.
Yes.
So you got the touch.
Got the power.
I can't see the title without singing it. So skills increase at double the rate. Why does that make any sense?
Fictionally, you're in the zone. You are just within yourself, your confines, and you're just entirely focused on chess or reading books, whatever skill gains you choose.
That's a good answer. I really didn't know what
no. I mean,
why would we do this? So, in full transparency here, I think the method that we took here was not, let's start with, what's the best fiction and then kind of carry the gameplay. I think we started from, we wanted to have some cool benefits to encourage you to build on smaller spaces, and then we kind of worked backwards and justified some of the fictional logic to kind of fix it.
Yeah.
So
we're trying to add a variety of things that somebody's happy with one of these perks.
Because at the end of the day, I think we wanted to do what was fun.
Right.
So if we, kind of squint our eyes a little bit about the perfect fiction, hopefully you can forgive us. And, the functionality is.
You're the role players. It's up to you.
So tier 2, that was what, 64.
Yeah.
So going down from 100 tiles to 64 is going to get you into that tier 2 range. And I'm with you. The 100 tile wasn't hard. I think the biggest question there was like, how big is too big to be
it's
tiny?
none of the none of the EPO6
But
homes.
it's not a huge struggle to get into 100. 64, that's where I started to feel a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, but tier 1 though.
So tier 1, which is 32 tiles, and I know we did of all the tiers, this one was the one where we had a lot of tuning back and forth over time, trying to figure out what's that right size. We really want to challenge you, but we still want to make it such that we can get a million different tiny builds. We don't want to make it so small that like every tiny build ends up feeling and looking the same.
Right. So I kind of divvied these up too.
So how do you think 32 feels?
It's a good challenge. I've made a couple micro homes, tier 1s, And you have to make some sacrifices if you want everything inside your house, and I think it feels pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd say even so you can approach, again, this is a challenge pack, and this is what really excites me about it. I think this is a great kind of wrapper to play a lot of different varieties of builds.
Yeah.
So I think if you approach this like just super upfront, and you're like, I got a single sim, and I'm gonna live in this tiny build, that's probably your easiest scenario.
Yes, but if you have maybe a multifamily with a toddler, it might be hell on earth, but it's a challenge.
You know, so a great way to challenge yourself in this pack is not just to look at the overall size of the footprint, but who's going to be using this.
Yeah, Hermit can definitely deal with 32.
Yeah,
but
having you know, 2 roommates, that can be really difficult. In fact, that's harder than having me and like a romantic interest, because at least I can kind of share the bed. I mean, whatever.
Just place a party bush outside.
But you know, trying to get, you know, multiple sims with different beds, kids, pets, suddenly.
Hope you like sleeping outside, or maybe.
Oh, and speaking of outside, so what counts towards the tile limits outside? If I put like objects down, is that okay?
You can put an object down.
So I can put an object down, that's no big deal. What about things like foundations? If I wanted to put a foundation.
Foundation, I believe that counts.
Foundation does count, yep. What am I clicking on? So yeah, it's all about kind of like what's on a foundation is gonna increase your tile count. So, you know, if you want to put a bunch of beds outside and say that's my tiny build, like we're not going to tell you no, you can do it.
You make the kids sleep outside.
That's like in violation of the spirit of what we're trying to do.
If that's what you want, you can have bunk beds outside, or not bunk beds, sleeping bags. What's a bunk bed? I've never even heard of a bunk bed.
We'll get to that. We'll get to bunk beds. We'll talk through our logic of why we chose what for this pack. Simmer Will really wanted to know that, so we will definitely try to show behind the curtain a little bit. But there's a lot of objects that make sense to go outside. If I want to put a barbecue down, and maybe I minimize my kitchen because I know I have that outdoor barbecue. If I want to use that rooftop garden and put some seating up there, it shouldn't count against me. But if you have a foundation, that's kind of an extension of the home.
Yeah, that counts. That's gonna count.
Cool. What about things like pools? Do pools count?
I don't think they do. I believe they don't. You can have a moat.
Nope.
I believe that you can make a moat.
Yep.
If that's what you want, you can
should
have a moat.
be just fine. Oh, sorry, little kid. Yep, you're good. Pools, no problem.
Yep.
What about like floor paints? Can I put down some kind of floor patterns and?
I don't think those count.
You know, those count?
Actually, I haven't tried it, but I believe those won't count.
So I'll say that was definitely one that we went back and forth on. We had a lot of people kind of provide some opinions and feedback back to us. So we tried to err more on the side of giving you options. You know, we're not trying to be the sheriffs here and give you this incredibly tight rule set that you must operate. We're pretty flexible. And if you want to kind of like cheat the system, go ahead.
It's up to you. I mean, like
we have Motherload.
Exactly. If you use Motherload,
we're not against you doing
what you want. Do what you want.
Okay, so that kind of covers the I don't know, system aspect of tiny builds. Is there anything I'm missing here that you wanted to kind of cover?
I mean, can we look at micro homes?
Oh, we can.
And show our audience what do you get for our micro homes?
Almost forgot. So the light load, the feeling fine, you got the touch cozy comforts.
But let's all get along. And this is something you showed in the trailer, of course, that, you know, relationships are doubled. And that's both. That's romantic relationship and friendly. So just no wrong answers. Just socialize.
Only positives?
Ooh, no. It goes both ways. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
so you see that heart icon and you expect it's just positive. So, you know, unlike the feeling fine all the time buff that's strictly positive, this one actually could work against you. So maybe those tight spaces are great when things are positive, and maybe it hurts a little bit when things are
Be friendly. Be friendly, dear neighbor.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for
and the last one, the Let It Grow, plants doubled their growth. Yeah, pretty. Because the soil.
What is the logic for that?
The soil, it understands you are one with nature out there, and it's just all these positive vibes just leaks into the soil, and it comes out.
I'd say, if you're into tiny living, I'm going to take a guess and just say you're probably a little bit more outdoorsy.
I'd like to believe so.
So you probably found a lot that has, better soil.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would you be moving a tiny home in there, right?
I don't know, to prove something.
Are you guys buying that? Okay.
You are.
All right. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so again, that's kind of the system. So before we get into all of the objects and get into casts, let's go ahead and step out of the game and take a quick look at some of our community builds.
Yep.
SimGuru Frost put out a challenge to the community to make your coolest tiny build. And I think we have a top 10 list.
Yeah.
Of some incredibly awesome builds. So let's go ahead and switch over and take a look at that.
Nice.
It's a tiny home on wheels.
Nice.
By good old 2320787. What I really am excited for. So number one, everybody out there, by all means, look up these simmers, download these builds, check them out. We're only going to kind of show you some quick screenshots, but there's a lot to explore here if you actually go into the houses. They've done great. Andy's going to provide, SimGuru Frost is going to provide links to these houses on Twitter, so go ahead and look to social media for a little bit of guidance on how you can bring these into your game. And once Tiny Living actually releases, one of the coolest things is going to be taking these builds and actually converting them into the tiny home residential lot type.
Yeah, I'm curious if these are micro homes or small homes or tiny homes.
Yeah, because we didn't tell people when this challenge started roughly, we didn't even let them know strongly that there was going to be tiers in the game. So I'm very curious how these are going to map. Like I look at this one and I'm like, this is going to be a micro.
That's a micro for sure. That's a micro for sure.
What else do we have?
Oh, wow.
The Tiny Gardener's Shack.
That's cool.
Winged Llama makes some really good builds, and this is exactly the style that I would have expected.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Like overgrown, that's cool. Oh, nice.
And the Cherry Blossom Towers. I'm a sucker for these kind of split builds. So I like how they have the top kind of bridge connected to.
Two people live in there,
I'm guessing that, is that going to be a tier 2?
That might be a tier 2. That
might be a tiny?
Yeah, it might be a tiny home. Oh, wow.
Tiny
I love that.
rooms.
I love the little ruins.
Rooms, too.
There might be rooms in there. No, I love this.
I took a look at this one earlier, and there was some really creative uses of some of those degraded wall pieces, and it looks really fantastic.
Yeah,
cool.
That's really cool.
I also think there's a lot of power in the vertical building.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of great use of space.
Yeah.
But as FML Jessica is showing us here, you can also get a lot of creative builds using unique kind of roof types.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I think the A-frame buildings are a really interesting way of building. I don't know if this would strictly be considered an A-frame. I look at it and say, yeah, it's a Hobbit. It's a Hobbit roof. Sure.
Yeah, nice. I like that. There we go.
Got our Stranger Love here. This is absolutely like the builds I totally anticipate seeing a lot of is those kind of like trailer park builds,
or
very minimal.
Microbrewery in Austin kind of vibe. Something, I don't know, I'm feeling, I'm liking it.
And the steampunk tiny house. This is one that definitely needs to be explored. There's some really cool interiors in here.
That's cool.
So again, keep a lookout for these on Twitter and let us and let them know what you think of these builds.
That's really cool. I understand this reference. Hold on. Hold on.
I love. How can you not feel good about it?
This is awesome.
Even though the first 5 minutes of that movie just guts you every time.
Got to skip through that part. It's a little rough.
Yeah. This is a great build. I'm guessing this is a tier 2.
That could be a micro. That might be a micro. You know, I don't know. This is cool.
It's the
Blick block. Blick block. Not Tetris. Blick block.
It's very creative.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing it. It's pretty darn cool. And I love seeing something different. I mean, this game's been here you know, the Sims has been around for a long time. I have seen countless builds. So every time I see something
That's
kind
so
of
cool.
new and creative, I just gotta.
Yeah, that's super cool. Nice job. Right, that'd be like 4,000 a month in the Bay Area. That's about like.
You know, the land that you would have to put that on so much. But I'm really happy to see this. You know, if you follow the real world tiny living movement,
Yeah.
you're going to see a lot of these kind of shipping containers that have been converted into spaces.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool.
That's cool.
I think it's
I really like that.
interesting use of space. It's a great way to kind of like recycle / upcycle.
Yeah, that's
and I find
super
it really, really interesting. So good job,
Nice job.
And our last one, that was the last one. Wow, we went through those.
Those are really cool.
Yeah.
No, those are awesome.
Excuse me. Yes, please.
Yes.
So that was just a quick look at our community. Again, y'all are really cool. You make really amazing stuff. It's always really awesome
Absolutely.
to see it, and it's a little humbling because you guys really are experts at this
Yeah.
game, and it's fun to see it. Okay, so we've covered some of the base game updates. We've covered the kind of system. We've looked at some community builds. Oh, and speaking of community, so we just got finished with our second round of voting for our upcoming knitting stuff pack.
You guys are crazy enthusiastic about this. This is super cool. I'm reading all these threads, and the amount of stuff, the things I didn't even know were knittable, has been crazy.
Yeah, thank you so much for your feedback, as well as, you know, even beyond the community survey, just the recent more general Sims survey that went out.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of crazy how many of you care enough to respond, and it's again, it's very humbling. We're talking, you know, multiple hundreds of thousands of people are coming in to let us know what they want, whether it's the stuff pack, whether it's the game, and it's really encouraging, and we thank you very much for it.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's really cool seeing responses.
Yeah, and please don't worry about providing us feedback. Like, there is nothing that you guys can say to us that's going to stop us from making this game. But everything you say to us is going to influence how this game evolves and where it's going to go. So you guys are absolutely part of it, and it's going to be very exciting to take what we have now and continue to grow it together with you guys. So thank you so much for caring and actually having interest. That was pretty good, huh?
That was great.
That
was great. I was moved. I don't know about you.
Good. Well rehearsed, practiced. So let's dive in and let's actually look at some of the objects that we are shipping with this pack. I know people are going to be very curious.
There's one last thing we can do with the tiny home.
Oh.
We could brag about it to somebody.
Oh, okay. Can we brag to our own family?
Definitely this stranger.
Okay.
This person you've never met in your life. You gotta talk to him. Like, hey, buddy. Have you seen my tiny house? Have you gazed upon it? I'm talking about weather. Where's that at? There it is. There it is.
So, brag about really tiny home. It's a really tiny home, right? Because, you know, it wasn't a tiny home. It was a really tiny home.
It was a really tiny home.
We're at tier 2. But you know what? Let's take this second.
What happens?
Let's take this off. We're now at the tier 1, right?
What happens to the social? What are you gonna talk about now?
So let's brag to this guy about our tiny home.
Yeah. Don't you go anywhere. I'm still talking to you. All right. It's friendly. Where'd it go?
Where'd it go? There's the really tiny house.
house.
So I think if you went bigger, you'd actually see that kind of text change. So you'd see like brag about tiny house, brag about really tiny house.
Yeah.
Tiny little social detail, but I think it's kind of fun to hit these build challenges and actually have it kind of like manifest through your sim in a way that they're proud about too. And you can brag about your handiness also, you know? It's just like everything else. Nice and consistent.
I fix beds. I use a circuit board to fix beds. Like, let's talk about this.
Okay, so we're done with the bragging. So again, let's kind of just blow away what we have here. Whoa.
Something happened.
I'm not using my normal mouse today, and it's really kind of throwing me off. I'm gonna blame Steve for that again, even though it's not his fault.
Let's blame Steve.
Okay, so good old catalog. It's kind of filtered down to the new pack offerings. Tiny Living.
Yep.
I love this icon. I absolutely love this
think
pack
it
icon.
nails. Yeah.
Super cute, the little house within a house.
Cool stuff.
Okay, so we're just gonna kind of go through each object. We're gonna pull it out and we're gonna try to show you the swatches. Again, you're not gonna be satisfied from this. I'm not gonna do a 100% detailed job. We're not gonna cover everything. We're gonna miss something.
We'll try.
We're gonna try our best.
We'll try.
You know, I'm a grown man trying my best, but we're gonna miss things. So check out your favorite streamers, and if you don't have a favorite streamer, go find one. There's some incredible community leaders in The Sims that really do amazing things on their channels. And
Much better deep dive than we're about to do.
absolutely. So you're going to find a lot of Tiny Living reviews out there. Please go seek them out and see if what you were seeing here, what do others think about it? And if the reviews aren't good, then don't watch those because they're not right. So anyways, let's go ahead and look at our first little tiny bed. And just kind of go through some of these swatches.
Nice. Very quilted designs.
Now, one thing you're going to hear me repeatedly call out is major kudos to our art team. I think our art lead and his team did such a fantastic job on this pack. Every time I look at these textures, when I see, you know, this little white blanket kind of at the bottom, it just looks really rich and it looks good. When I look at these, you know, pillows, when I look at these little details, you know, of the wood kind of matching up to the headboard, they did a great job on this pack. And I think these are just absolutely gorgeous objects, and you'll see it in CAS as well.
Yeah, cool.
Kind of a mix of some interesting and kind of vibrant patterns, as well as a few a little bit more muted, neutral, simple. We know people want a variety, so we're going to try to continue doing that. So let me just kind of keep on going. We'll cover the Murphy bed.
We'll get there.
That's the meatiest object of the pack.
We'll be there a while.
We're gonna spend some time on that. So let's pull out our chairs here. So we got 3 chairs. We got more of your super comfy kind of living room chair, maybe a little bit more minimalist, and then your kind of high, not high backed, but kind of bar stool kind of chair, high chair, high chair, whatever. Y'all know what
Your chairs.
don't listen to me at all. Now again, this chair, like the way the fabric kind of wrinkles at the seams here, the richness of the pillow. I'm usually a gameplay guy, and I appreciate, you know, the build objects. I appreciate CAS objects, but it's gameplay that gets me the most excited. This is the first pack where I'm like looking at them and I'm like drooling over objects. And I've always kind of like chuckled at the community or the aspects of the community that are like just like losing their hair over a specific window, you know, and I've never really like understood it as deeply.
I admire it, the passion now around these.
And now I'm like looking at these and I'm like, oh yeah, this chair. Like, if you go to my Twitter, my you know, profile banner right now is a couch and a poof from this pack, and I'm just like, I love these objects. So again, kind of going through, sorry, I'm gonna go off on tangents here. So again, going through the swatches, you're gonna see a mix of interesting kind of color combinations, bright kind of patterns, alongside some more neutral tones and swatches. You know, we want to give you kind of both extremes and give you a wide variety of options so you can find different ways to use this.
Nice.
And lots of woods in this pack. You'll definitely see that.
It's usually how I decorate it. It's just all wood panels and very wood vibes.
So the art style of this pack, I even have my trusty notebook today with plenty of notes. So the art style of this pack is the Hygge style.
The Hygge style.
Hygge. H-Y-G-G-E. Hygge. Now this is a Danish and Norwegian style that pretty much means it's cozy, comfortable, with feelings of wellness and contentment.
Okay.
Now, for tiny living and these small spaces, that's where our art team kind of led, is comfortable, warm, family-oriented. So the Hygge style felt just very much in line with the whole kind of spirit that we're trying to present with this movement. And I think you're going to see that carry across all of the build objects, and you're going to see that in the CAS objects. And just as a quick side note, so Hygge, warm, comfortable, feelings of contentment. Gosh, what kind of clothes kind of feel like warm and comfortable? Like maybe like kind of knit variety of
Knitted,
clothing?
you say?
So, hey, we started working on this pack long before
It doesn't count. It doesn't
we
count.
started the community voted stuff.
Yes.
So for all you conspiracy theorists
Yes.
out there that are like, oh, see, they made knitting stuff in this pack and they always wanted knitting to win, you're crazy.
My money was on Happy Haunts. All right, I really want to.
You're crazy. Like I love knitting. I have nothing against it. I'm happy that we're making a pack on there, but this makes it harder for us. We just had a knitting style in this pack. Now we got to turn around and find like, what are we going to do that's new? How is it going to be special? So
Poor timing, but they look good. They look good. And,
so we're not fixing the vote here, and if we did, we would be choosing things that would make it a lot easier.
a little more dastardly. I don't know.
So
I think
it was definitely a funny coincidence that we definitely noted, and it was something we were like, okay, what are we gonna do here now? Okay. But also take solace in the fact that we are going to make the knitting pack pretty darn awesome.
Absolutely.
I know
Absolutely.
Connor's already deep in design discussions on.
I'm reading all these threads, all these pictures you sent me. I've probably seen them. I probably looked at them. So trust me.
You know, between you and Sim Guru Sarah, this is going to be an amazing future stuff pack. So
Absolutely.
but that's for tomorrow, right? Today is Tiny Living, and we love Tiny Living. So I think you'll see in these swatches, they're going to be pretty similar to the last chair. Again, we want these styles definitely to match up. And I love this because we have a little table. I'm going to skip slightly ahead in the catalog just to pull out the corresponding table. I love these glass tables.
Yeah.
Again, we have
Sweet.
a good variety of styles to choose from.
nice.
Now, there's only 4 swatches on this table, but it goes with every swatch that you're going to see here. So because we're just changing the legs, don't quite need so many swatches. We don't have a bunch of patterns.
Don't
or
change the
anything.
glass color. Yeah.
But sometimes simple is powerful. These 4 colors pretty much map with everything else you're going to find in this pack.
Yeah, the art team always does a crazy job with this.
And I really like this. This, for me, is like a great space-saving kitchen table. I put this in, and maybe 2 of these chairs.
Yeah.
And I'm good to go.
Ooh, that reminds me of the. We'll get to it.
So this right here, by far, my favorite object of the pack. It's a couch. No new functionality on it.
This couch, though.
But this couch, I love this couch. I would buy this couch in real life. It looks super comfy. I also appreciate this is not the type of couch where I sit on it and I feel like my legs are like dangling, like the couch ate me. This is like your power couch. You can sit in good posture. And the swatches on this are also just lovely.
Ooh, change the pillows too.
So again, you kind of see this knit kind of pattern on there, knit texture, cozy, comfortable.
Yep.
And I'm going to keep kind of coming back to this. So one thing that's awesome about this pack, this is a system-based pack. This is a challenge-based pack, meaning this is not wholly reliant on just the objects that are being included in this pack. You can use any object from any pack to assist in your tiny living endeavors and all future content that we make. If there's ever an opportunity that we create additional space-saving or combo objects, it's going to fit right into this pack real nicely.
Yeah, super excited about this pack. It's just like everything sort of feeds into it, and it's something we've never really done before. Where it's like sort of the highest pillar is a gameplay element, not so much a hero object, even though we do have the Murphy bed.
Yeah, normally stuff packs kind of fall into 1 of 2 categories. The first category is just additional content. Not necessarily new ways to play, but new styles of clothing or objects to incorporate into your game.
Right.
And then you have, other stuff packs that might be a touch more oriented on a core gameplay object or a slight loop.
Yeah.
Laundry Day is a fantastic example of
Yep.
that. What a wonderful pack that kind of gives you a new loop to play in your everyday life.
Yeah.
I think the Moschino Stuff Pack is also a prime example of that.
Yeah.
The Fashion Photography Career gives you
actually a lot of stuff in
great
there, yeah.
career loop to play.
Yeah.
And now we have kind of a third type. This is more of a challenge-based pack.
Yeah.
This allows you to kind of approach it and mix and match other content
Yeah.
from whatever other packs or base game that you have. And this is really a system,
Yeah.
a new structure.
Yeah, really exciting. I really like this idea of like a challenge pack. So I hope you
Absolutely.
guys love this.
Yeah, once you start playing it, and I know you're all going to get it, right? You're all going to get it. You're going to play it.
What are we doing here?
Let us know what you think. I think you're gonna have as much fun playing it as we've had playing it
Yeah.
over the past several months. I love this. I love this chair.
Yeah, that's great.
That one's like fantastic. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
really cool. And you know, kind of obviously this chair over here goes really well with it. And I'm gonna skip one other object just to pull out
poof.
the poof.
The poof.
And again, these textures just look
Yeah.
so rich and detailed. I'm not going to use the term photorealistic, but it's getting more and more real.
Right.
You know, I look at these and it's evoking the feelings in me that I would if I was actually looking at this real world object.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Now, this is not a seat. This is a deco object, but it does have a slot on there. So if you want to put a little something on there,
those
like,
candles on
for
there?
example,
That's
we
it.
have this awesome new deco tray
Nice.
with your candles that light
lit
up.
candles.
Oops.
Actual VFX.
So this is just a really nice decor piece that goes really well in a wide variety of builds.
Yeah.
Both the poof and I love this clutter, man.
Yeah, no, this looks great.
I am a clutter
Yeah.
fanatic. I have no clutter in my house. Like everything is always super organized.
It's a strict regiment.
I am a producer at heart. I crave
I
organization.
take my laundry out. I fold it immediately. It does not sit in my bed for about a month.
But
No.
in my game, I love clutter. Flub, I'm probably mispronouncing your username. I'm sorry. Does amazing clutter builds.
Nice.
Like the best,
Nice.
the best.
You're very cluttery with this. You might even put a microwave on top to save space, if that's possible.
And I love that we actually have the candles kind of lighten up.
Yeah.
Super cute. We have the tiny console.
Is this the desk?
Nope.
Oh.
So
So spoke too
here's the
soon.
desk. So this is a nice kind of minimalist
It's a 1x1 desk.
one by
That's
one desk.
super
I can
cool.
put my laptop on here. I can
notes.
put a small TV on
Yeah.
here. It's a very versatile desk. This one is an accent table. I can put a TV on.
We can have a
there.
TVs on there.
Put my stereo, put a couple
Yep.
of plants. Again, I really like it. We have some other objects from other packs that are these sizes.
Right.
But these look minimal.
Right,
We
right.
have other ones that go up a lot higher, even though they're taking a one by
Yeah.
one.
What's your art style called again?
What's the what?
Just the furniture
The style? Huga.
Huga.
Huga. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Sounds like a Jawa. Yeah.
So we have the not a tables end table. And yeah, you're probably still gonna find these kind of book deco objects baked into various objects, you know, across the packs. Currently, we've only hooked up the bookshelf functionality to those bookends.
Yep.
But I did see a few people with the ideas of us to kind of go further and maybe try to scrub through and hook up additional ones.
We can do that.
I think it's a really, it's a really good idea, and
Yeah.
we'll definitely be on the lookout for opportunities to help improve it.
Send me a bug. I'll deal with it.
Another fun little end table. Again, I'm kind of a sucker for this top. It's real simple,
Oh yeah.
but I like how it kind of curves up. This to me, like I would put this next to my door, throw my keys on it when I come,
Yeah.
my keys and my
Yeah, yeah,
phone. Although with my dog Honeydew, I don't think that would be high enough to offer enough protection, and she would go chewing everything.
Yeah, these are all prime candidate spots for my cat just to sit on all day too.
And a lot of woods with the black kind of being the thing, the black and maybe the white being the ones that'll pull it away from that kind of wood grain feel the most. Let me put a quick wall down. We have a few wall objects. Nothing too crazy. So a little kitchen clutter. Again, gotta love that clutter. Makes it look lived in, warm, personal, not like you are walking into a show home that the realtor is trying to sell you on, but this is an actual lived-in home. So I really, really appreciate these decos.
Yeah.
We have one new sink that
Nice sink.
you know you saw me use in my bathroom in our pre-built lot. Again, art team did a great job. This is just a beautiful sink. This is something I would love to have in my home.
Yeah.
And they did a great job of making all of the objects in this pack very cohesive together.
Yeah.
Just using base game and this pack to make some tiny living builds will allow you to make some really gorgeous creations. Like that is just that's stunning. I really appreciate it.
These are great.
Boop, boop, boop. Toilet. I apologize. There is no talking functionality on this.
Is that the standard from now on? All toilets need to talk.
All toilets must talk, must have a relationship. People love it.
I blame
People
Jeff
like it.
for that expectation. All right.
No, I think it was such a hard time for it. I thought the talking toilet was funny. I always giggled when they were like making it. I was definitely saying, "Oh, that's super cool," and then people were like, "That is not cool. Why would you?"
What? Oh, all right.
It's okay. That's okay. We don't win on everything.
I'm ready for this.
Some more deco. And again, this is something really small, but I really enjoy it.
Super cool.
I have a lot of succulents in my house right now. They're one of the few plants that are easier to keep alive. And I have a ton of like fake succulent plants too. So
Yeah.
these are all really cool.
We'll say these are real.
These
are real.
You don't have to water.
Yeah.
And just some really fun, vibrant colors on here. Again, some really cool little stripes and patterns on there. Helps give this object some versatility. I can see it in a variety of builds.
No, they went crazy on this.
And it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun. I like it. It's weird. This is a pack where it's like, no pun intended, some of the smallest things are the ones that I find the most enjoyment out of. All right, pause. Speaking of like funny little wording stuff. So we were talking about the Hygge style and how it's, cozy and comfortable, which kind of reminded me of some of the names that we were kind of considering.
Oh, geez.
And we ended up on Tiny Living.
Thank goodness.
I think it's a super
great name.
fitting name, right? It is the name that matches the kind of philosophy. So I think it's super appropriate.
Absolutely.
Now we've had a pack with living in the title before, which was making us kind of second guess it.
Yeah.
So some of the other titles we were thinking of, kind of in that Hygge vibe, we were thinking of Cozy Comforts. Kind of a cute little thing.
Sure.
But there was one that we gravitated towards, and we all kind of liked it, and it was smallish. It was going to be smallish stuff pack. And we were all kind of nodding and feeling like this is good, and we kind of sat on it for a couple of days, and then we kind of looked at each other and said, the community will make a million jokes about this.
I envisioned all the forum posts.
The smallest stuff pack. Do you make any other kind of stuff packs? So I think we correctly kind of switched gears and went to the more appropriate title.
Preemptively dodged that one.
Yeah, I will always giggle when I think about that, and I'm like, it's a cute title, but knowing you jackals out there, there's no way we would have gotten away with that without being eviscerated. Rightly so. So, moving along. Story time over. So speaking of the little things that bring a lot of enjoyment, I've seen several people comment on this picture already just from the trailer.
Yeah.
They've only seen, like a couple of the swatches. So
I haven't seen these. These are really cool.
just like rugs, a lot of our pictures have very different swatches, almost a new catalog entry.
Yeah.
Now,
Ooh, yeah.
I've seen feedback of like, hey, these are so different. They can sometimes be kind of hidden in the catalog. You might not know they're there. And it's a really fair point.
Yeah.
But our justification or our reasoning behind it is we don't want to further blow up the inventory with 10 new catalog entries. Already it can be a little difficult to kind of navigate through the catalog for your inventory.
Oh, these are wonderful. I haven't seen these.
Yeah, so this just definitely is, keep that in the back of your mind when you see these, especially rugs and pictures, dive in a little bit. You're gonna find there's some wholly different swatches that are not just color variations like most of our other objects, but will actually give you like different pictures.
Yeah, definitely better than bloating the build by list with all these for sure.
Yeah, I think that was the one maybe that was in the trailer.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
Cute stuff. Simple little mirror.
Yep.
Sure, I'll show you the swatches, I guess. Whatever.
Just swatches? Yeah, we got swatches.
Really
we got swatches.
Here, we'll do it. Cool. Nothing more to say about that. Mirror. And our one new rug for this pack. Which again, appreciate the texture on this. I'm blown away by our art team. Mike, you guys just did great.
Yeah, I think I used that one on my build. I was doing all my bugs on. Did like that rug.
So unlike the picture we just looked at, this is the same pattern and we just have color variations on this one. This definitely fits into that whole Hygge style.
Yeah, Hygge.
Hygge. So similar to the kitchen rack clutter, we also have a little bathroom rack clutter.
Yep. Dry your hands or pretend you're drying your hands. And
little loofah for the Hygge. That's not funny, right?
For your Hygge.
We're on a delay, right? We can just bleep.
We'll cut that out, right?
Cut those bad jokes out. Why do they even let me do this? Like, these are long streams.
We can salvage this.
It's never good when I'm here. I'm sorry, Connor. This is your first stream, and this is what you have
I think
to
we're
deal
doing great,
with.
right?
Whatever. They're just so wrong. They're just so wrong. Like,
what are you doing?
Oh man, it's okay. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through it together, guys. Okay, so we already showed off the little planter box or Mr. My kind of zen.
Good zen. Good zen.
We have a new lamp, which I think obviously the unique piece here is this kind of
doing
base,
something. Yeah.
which I think is pretty cool. Just a few different colors. I don't see this blue like super often. I like that deep blue.
Nice.
It's a lamp.
Yeah. Reminds me of a lamp.
It's like the Pixar lamp.
Just like.
Not just like. There's meaningful differences here.
Oh, you need a ceiling for this, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get the ceiling for the lights, show off this lamp. And yes, this lamp does have a nice little deco slot right there. So if you can find a tiny little deco item.
Do you have anything to shove in?
Let's see. I don't know if this will
Is that big enough?
fit. Yeah, that's a little too big, but there is plenty of tiny little deco that will fit in there. Again, swatches that will be very similar to the other furniture pieces you see.
Yep.
Yep. And now we have a few lights. So let's show off these lights, just because they pretty. Oops.
I think our Sims are still talking about tiny houses over there. It's still going.
He's super proud.
Yeah.
So, a couple of new lights in the pack of various lengths. So whatever
yeah.
ceiling you have, you can find the appropriate length one.
Run right into that one.
You know, and we've done a couple of lights, you know, in this style where it's like 2 or 3 lights that are kind of grouped together. But what I want to show is the variance on these, because I think they're just so pretty. Don't mind my inappropriate texture here.
Strong dungeon vibes, but I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, just a couple of different
Oh, that's cool.
swatches on these. Fun, colorful,
Yeah.
warm, comfy. Cute.
I like it.
Super cute. Let's get back to our pack filter. Thanks for bearing with us, guys. We are almost through these objects. We're gonna focus on combos.
Ooh, these are new.
Okay, so our combo objects
In the dungeon.
in the dungeon. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen these in the trailer or saw me posting about it on social media, but we definitely have a couple of new combo objects. Connor, what the heck are these?
Golly, you ever wish your entire entertainment system was just like all together? Fear no more. It does everything. You can read books, listen to music, watch TV. I think I covered everything.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think
that was a
that's-
good,
okay.
good as seen on
All right,
TV
I hope that
voice right
works.
there.
Yeah.
So, combo object, we tried to take 3 objects, get all of that existing functionality and kind of put it into one pie menu. You can now have one object that you place.
Yep.
You'll notice that there's, you know, a little bookends here and there's bookends here.
Yep.
These are actually ingrained into the object.
Yep.
There is a slot right here, and there's a slot on top of this bigger one where you can put your own things.
Yes, deco slots up there.
Yep. So, you know, you might have the question of, well, why would you attach the bookends in there, and why didn't we just allow players to kind of put it on? And it's a fair point.
It looks nice.
I think it looks nice, and I think, and you know, it's a small thing.
Yeah.
But I think having a one-click pie menu is kind of nice.
Absolutely.
Versus having to click on the TV portion or have to click on the book portion.
Yeah.
Now you get it just everything super
Right.
easy. And
Right.
So
And, yeah.
I don't know. Let us know what you think about that. If you disagree or agree with that kind of philosophy, definitely could influence how we might approach future things.
And since this little cover on top of it, you can bring this outside and it will not break. All right. I made sure of this.
It is protected.
It is protected from the rain.
I think some of these bigger furniture pieces show off the color swatches a little bit better. You can see how they're taking those kind of base wood grains and
Yep.
then mixing and matching nice little colorful accents. With a couple of just straight up
Yeah. Be minimalist.
super
Sure.
clean, elegant, plain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one of our big kind of combos. Keep going out of build mode, and then I gotta re-go in here and filter it out. Why do we make so much stuff?
What are we doing here? What are we doing
Why are we
here?
making so much stuff here? Just be easier. Just have 2 things. So we already showed off the little bookends with full bookshelf functionality.
Yeah.
We also made a 1x1 bookshelf.
If you want all the books, I mean, if that's
Now we have, I believe there's 2 other 1x1 bookshelves in different packs. I want to say
Please.
Discover University had one, and another pack had one.
Yeah,
one of the
not
game
coming to mind,
packs.
yeah.
But they're much bigger looking. Now
Yeah.
they do take the same footprint size,
Yeah.
but they're much taller and bulkier feeling. So I appreciate
Yeah.
how this one just kind of fits in.
small hooga.
Small hooga, this as well as, you know, these dressers all have
Nice.
these nice kind of
Yeah.
smaller.
And I assume that's deco slots on top as well.
Yep, so there are deco slots on top of each of these. And in this shelf right here, there's an awesome, it's kind of raining so we can't see it, but there is a deco slot in the bottom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. No, let me see this. What? Oh, that's super cool.
which I think is
That's actually awesome.
really cool. I think having the deco slot behind the
I know.
glass is like a really
That's awesome.
cool.
Is that
nice
fire
touch.
hazard though, or maybe we'll just?
You know, don't put them there.
Okay.
Don't put 'em there, it's fine. I'm also using a medium-sized deco, so what you're going to find is if you're using those really small decos, there's actually multiple slots on here, so you can actually get a couple of things on there.
Right.
Which, again, if you're cluttery,
Yeah, or-
then, like I am, it's cool.
Or how many childs you want to put on these? You know, it's up to you. You can fill your whole house with them.
Nice kind of clean styles.
Nice, nice.
Sorry, I know I'm going through it kind of fast, but once you get
keep
through
pausing.
so many of these, I know you guys are probably chomping
probably
at the
someone
bit to
pausing these.
get to the next thing. And we will. Cass is right around the
Yeah.
corner. So let's show off our last kind of object.
Ooh. I know what this is. Ooh.
So what are we looking
Nice.
at here, Connor?
Looking at the Murphy bed.
We're looking at the Murphy.
This is
bed.
a Murphy bed.
It is. So before we get into the deep inner workings and talking about how and why we did it, let's just quickly show off some of the,
The why. Yeah.
show off some of the some of the style here. So different swatches, very much in line with what we've been seeing. Notice how the picture changes on a lot of these. There's some duplicate between swatches, but this picture will be changing. And one cute, just enjoyable little detail is this picture will change based off of whether the Murphy bed is open
Yep.
or closed.
Yeah.
So there's a cool little kind of like daytime motif versus nighttime
Yeah.
motif
Just remind Sims.
that I think is like really adorable. So let's like just real quick. Again, we'll
Yep.
talk about all this functionality
Daytime painting.
momentarily.
Nighttime painting.
Painting. And again, it's a little detail, but it's the little details that I think
Yeah.
mean a lot. This one's pretty similar. I think this one's also pretty similar. You can kind of see a little bit of
Yeah.
like a day-night shift. So each one has different things. I posted this picture yesterday. You got your little snowy animals.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Here we go.
Oh,
Here we go. Wait a minute.
Oh, careful, little guy. Careful.
Oh, wait, hold on. I think he's gonna make it. He's gonna make it.
Got a little uncomfortable. Okay, so we got stuck under the bed. Oh, that was super scary. What if you were trapped in there forever? What body part would you have to saw off to get free? Don't answer that.
You have to find out.
Oh, he looks so sad. It's all right. It's okay, man.
Kids, they'll
Put it
grow.
down.
They'll
Put it
be
down.
fine.
There we go. There we go. So, turns into our nice little nighttime snowy village. We also find these cute little details down here. So just
Yeah.
these little accent pieces that you're gonna find. Kind of porg feeling.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yes. I was gonna say it. I want to say it.
And I pulled out all of these beds just because I kind of wanted to show off. Let me put them all back up again. The different versions that we have. So,
Nice.
okay. So, you know, we have the Murphy bed sofa combo. So
Yep.
you got the love seat on there with the bed attached.
Yep.
You can see how it kind of transitions between sofa, bed.
Yep.
But you might not always want the sofa there. You might be, you know, possibly making an apartment build where you just kind of want the Murphy bed on the wall. Or maybe you have a very specific sofa that you want to put in front of this and you want to use move objects on and get just the sofa you want.
That's up to you.
You can
Yeah.
totally do that. So this might be, you know, a better style,
Yep.
this kind of plain one. And again, when you change the swatches on this, you know, you'll actually have that kind of bottom aspect also change with it. So you can kind of find the one that fits for you. Now, can monsters spawn under the Murphy bed for kids?
Actually, I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure either. So test on that, guys. Let us know. Can monsters spawn under the bed?
Joel would know.
Sim Guru, Mr. E, please let us know if that's something that happens. Well, I'm not going to guess.
Yeah.
You tell us if it happens. So beyond the Love Seat version and the Love Seat-less version, we also have these two other ones in here. So this was combined objects into one catalog entry was something that we started with the Dine Out pack, where you can pick up the kind of dining booths where it was a couple of dinette kind of chairs and a table, and it all kind of comes out as one. And we leverage that functionality here just to kind of show off how some of these objects really pair together super nicely. So here we have the one cabinet kind of attached to the Murphy bed. Here we duplicated it on either side. Now, if I pick these up, I can move it as one contiguous object, or I could just grab the one object I want off of it. So there's some really interesting and easy kind of mixing and matching that can take place.
Super cool.
Super cool. Oh, and you know what? The answer to our earlier question is monsters only spawn under single beds. The Murphy bed's a double, so they're not going to spawn under the Murphy. But we do have the new single bed where obviously monsters will be allowed to spawn under that. No biggie. Okay, so should we talk a little bit about some of the Murphy bed functionality?
Sure, sure.
All right, where do you want to start?
We can start with let's put another one down. Assuming this works. Great, it works.
So you'll see your Sims using your remote because it's electronic.
Think Hey Arnold. All right, he had a little remote for it.
And all the...
Just about everything you can do on a bed, you can do. You can also sit on the bed, and yeah, it should be a bed.
Now, do these Murphy beds work with off the grid?
They do, actually. Sorry, I actually really forget.
I
think we disabled. Did we disable it?
I believe we did disable it because we wanted the kind of electronic aspect to it, which actually maybe this is a good segue to kind of talk about it.
It works with it.
These beds break.
Right.
Now, when it's broken, you're actually going to see these VFX, these kind of like electric circuit kind of busted VFX. So that's why we kind of consider this more of a electronic object, not just completely mechanical. And Connor, why was it important that this bed breaks or doesn't break? What does that mean?
Something terrible might happen if this is broken, and I don't think we want to show it.
No.
Or I know it'd be a surprise, but it's use it at your own risk when these are broken.
So what's the risk? What is the worst thing that could happen?
There might be a slight chance of death.
Okay. So the Murphy bed.
Oh, we got it.
Don't worry, Ninja. You can go potty.
Can he?
He's outside. He'll be
all right.
fine.
No wrong answers.
So the Murphy bed does have a chance to kill you.
Yes.
And am I right in saying an unbroken Murphy bed can still kill you?
Oh yes.
But it's a pretty
You
low
always
chance.
roll the dice on a functioning Murphy bed, but if you're on a broken Murphy bed,
the chances of that are
right your
a
will.
little increased.
You know,
Cool. So again, that's where maybe an upgrade might help you out.
Gain handiness. You really need that handiness.
So with handiness in the right parts, you're going to find that there's not just the two upgrades that we offered on all beds moving forward. But there's also a couple of unique upgrades on this Murphy bed to help prevent against breakage.
Yes.
So if you want to use this Murphy bed in a safe manner with a little bit of gameplay, you can do so.
Yes.
If you want this bed to be a murder death machine, you can do that.
Yeah, you can play Murphy bed roulette if you really want to. Send all your guests in and see maybe what happens.
So I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create a sim real fast. And we're not gonna try to actually trigger real death off the Murphy bed because we want you guys to play with it and have some fun and discover how exactly it works.
There's a bit to it.
But we will kill her. Where's that?
Where's that sheet?
Where's that sheet? There's so many sheets.
Shift clicker, more options. Kill.
Kill. So
All right, I hope
there is a
yeah.
bee crushed to death by the Murphy bed.
Yep. Wait,
So we're gonna. Oh,
wait a minute.
should not do it.
Nope.
So she's dead. And let's add this ghost to the house.
Okay.
So
This is where it gets a little spicy.
yeah. So we got our Murphy bed ghost.
Yep.
You know, you can see the little Z's, little sleepy Z's.
Forever tormented by
tormented.
not being able to sleep.
And so what do these ghosts do?
These are basically energy vampires. They will possess your Sims, suck the energy out of them, and just in case that wasn't brutal enough, if any Sims try to go to bed, they will remind these Sims the dangers of sleeping and will wake them up. So if you want this ghost in your household, power to you, but it's gonna be rough.
So they can sap a little bit of energy
Yes.
from their targets, and you know.
They'll give you constant PSAs about the dangers of beds.
Yep. And as you said, they will give those constant PSAs, public service announcements of the dangers of bed, which is definitely a little challenging when you got
Absolutely.
that sleepy Sim that just wants to pass out, and this ghost is like.
This ghost will prevent that. This is the wild card.
So yeah, we encourage you to kind of explore on this Murphy bed and see how you might use it safely or unsafely.
Yep.
But beyond that, this Murphy bed does have the full functionality that you would expect from the double bed, combined with it also has the full functionality
Yep.
that you would expect from the love seat. So putting toddlers down onto these works exactly as you expected, putting them to bed. All
Yes.
of the functionality
Yes.
that you would find on normal beds or normal love seats is going to be.
I made sure. There's a lot of bugs on that. I tried.
Which maybe this is a good time to talk about, you know, why this object? Why not more? You know, what was our kind of line of thinking here?
You know, it saves a lot of space, and it is kind of a hybrid object, which is really cool. And also something people have requested a lot. I think this came out for Sims 3. It was in.
Yeah, it was in Sims 2 and Sims 3.
Yeah.
So, you know, when we are making a pack, we sit down and we kind of know the size of the box that we have to work with. You know, a stuff pack, we can use this amount of time from all of these various disciplines, and it becomes a challenge of design and production to start figuring out what that feature list is going to be. How do we fill that box up? So for a question like, why the Murphy bed?
Yeah.
So first off, we have to look at, you know, this is a stuff pack.
Yep.
Stuff packs fight to get in what they can.
We try so hard.
We really try to like give you some serious value for your money. You know, $10 stuff pack, and we want to cram it in with several cast assets, you know, a double-digit count of build objects, and wherever we can, a nice meaty gameplay object.
Yep.
So the first thing we're looking at with the stuff pack is, you know, we're probably going to get one meaty gameplay.
The hero object, as we call it.
You know, we call it the hero object.
Yeah.
What's our hero object for this stuff pack?
Yeah.
And we start going through, and we start discussing bunk beds. That would really fit in with a tiny living theme. Absolutely. We start talking about ladders. That would absolutely fit with a tiny living theme. And we talk about Murphy beds. And what it comes down to is once we start doing investigations, and in the case of like the bunk bed, we've done these investigations before because we were interested in them.
A lot.
And we start comparing the costs. So we look at something like bunk beds. Well, I'll tell you what. Bunk beds are more expensive than Murphy beds.
If you don't want Sims, to just teleport into a bunk bed.
They are harder for us to do. Now, not only are they harder for us to do, and they will take longer, but you will also get less functionality out of it. We will end up spending a large amount of time to make bunk beds the hero object, and you're just going to get bed functionality out of them. Murphy bed, on the other hand, we're actually going to do a little bit of combinatory functionality, so you can get that 2-in-1. Bunk beds would not have that.
Yeah, this can break. We have a whole new ghost that comes from this, and a death.
Yeah, and you bring that up. That's a really good point, because the other thing we looked at is what's the historical resonance of these objects? When have we released bunk beds in the past? When have we released Murphy beds in the past?
Yeah.
And sure enough, yeah, we have done Murphy beds in the past.
Yeah.
I've seen it requested several times. I saw it requested during university. I've seen it requested.
Yeah.
So we'll play this game that we lovingly refer to as like the Family Feud test. And if we, throw out a theme or we throw out a word and we say, what is the simming community gonna expect out of this? What are the top 5 answers? We'll usually kind of take that list and then we start exploring like, well, what's the best thing that we can do in there? So, Murphy bed, bunk beds, ladders, that all is on that kind of like top Family Feud list.
Yeah, trust us.
And no, we have to drill down and we have to intelligently put, we can't do more than one, unless you wanted us to turn Tiny Living like into a game pack or an expansion pack, which, arguably maybe that's something that you would like to see more of in the future. But for the stuff pack, we had to make some very, very hard decisions on what is in and what is out. And I am very pleased with the end results of what we made.
Absolutely.
I think the Murphy bed is an iconic Sims bed. And I think it works really well in the stuff pack.
Yep.
Does it work with Discover University? It sure does. And I hope everybody that has that pack that also picks up Tiny Living is going to find this great combinatory, effort.
Yeah.
Does it work in apartments? It sure does.
It will.
It's really good to work in apartments. And I just want to take a moment again to really stress. You may agree or disagree with our approach, but I really want to let you know our heart is in the right place. Never have we withheld content or removed content from a specific pack in order to turn around and cash grab, make a new pack based off that. It just doesn't happen. What happens is we're a family that lives here together. And when one aspect of the team is working on a Discover University, those of us that aren't working on it, that are working on our own packs and projects, we're still playing the heck out of Discover University as it's being made. And we're excited about that. We're excited about that pack. So when we start making our own pack, when we're doing Tiny Living, we probably have some thoughts of that previous pack already permeating in our head. And our thought is, how can we make that pack better? How can we add cross-pack functionality? How can we make all of our packs cohesive and play well together? So our goal is never rip the packs apart to sell you separately. Our goal is every pack we make, we want it to fit as cohesively together as we possibly can. So if you want to mix and match and you want to take this from here, play it in that, combine it with this, and execute it here, that's what it should be. So we will always be on the lookout for cross-pack love, for finding ways to support multiple art styles cohesively to mesh together. That's where our heart is at. So I hope you guys understand that. Again, keep challenging us. I'm not saying just listen to whatever we say and be happy about it. But I definitely wanted to let you know we're not evil scumbags and we're not trying to pull one over on anybody.
Read a lot of conspiracy threads. It's definitely, please.
I mean, I am an evil scumbag, but I mean not for that reason. It's for unique reasons.
Right.
And Connor's a sweetheart, so he wouldn't let me do that. Okay. Public service announcement done. I'll get off my soapbox.
No, that was good.
And let's dive into CAS. Is that cool? Show off CAS is kind of our last segment here.
We won't spoil the rest of what Murphy Bed does. There's a lot of cool things, and I'd like you guys to discover it yourselves.
So bear with me as I create just a couple of quick sims here. I'm going to make myself a little toddler. And I killed this poor lady, so let's go ahead and make a new lady. Don't mind us as we use our dev cheats too. I know that can.
You didn't see anything.
I know. I'd be a little jealous too. They are quite useful. We expose as much as we can, but
I'm pretty sure there's mods that have access to this.
We'll have to keep going. I think we're good here, so let's cheat on into CAS. Let's see how this looks.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Our ugly mugs aren't in the way. All right, so let's start with my vanity sim here. We got a little Sim Guru Ninja, and let's kind of go through and show off our male pieces here. So Filter, filter, filter. Just gonna go through, do a very quick filter. Feel free to just talk and dance for me, Connor, while I do that.
Here we are.
Put him under the gun.
Hi, my name's Connor. How y'all doing tonight? I hope y'all are interested in our pack we're working on. We'll all work into it. And might I say, one of our best.
Right. So what do you like about design, Connor?
Golly, it's pretty cool actually. I like that I'm a designer, but I also implement everything. So it's like I also get the nitty gritty and can basically put everything in the game, as well as writing the design docs beforehand. I'm not sure how that is with other companies, but here, we're kind of expected to do everything, which is really nice and gets your hands dirty.
You do everything, or you do nothing?
Everything.
So we all have a role to fill.
Play a lot, yeah. Wear many hats, and it's definitely fun.
Did you go to school for that?
No, I went to school for painting. I am went for school for oil painting, and
now
here I am.
It's weird, man. We all have like very different journeys going through.
Yeah, I still like it. Still like painting, but this was definitely always my passion.
All right, so let's take a look at the male hairs in this pack. We have, this is my preferred hair for the pack, kind of closest to me. And we've definitely done some of the curly hairs. We've done a few of these recently in recent packs. And again, I think it's just because like we're starting to get good at it, and these are looking really good. Like I encourage you, pull up some base game hairs, compare them to these, and tell me there's not a vast improvement.
I think so.
No offense.
No, of course, no. But
base game
absolutely,
content.
these have come a long way, and they look great.
Yeah, I think we're proud of these.
Yeah.
They're just looking. They're looking better. They're definitely looking better. And I'm just going to go through each kind of sex and age. So we'll show you all the male adult first, then we'll go female adult, and then we'll show off the kids and toddlers very quickly. So if we look at tops for male.
Yep. Nice.
Yep, that's definitely my profile. Maybe a little bit thicker in the belly there, but that
We'll roll with it.
Again, just comfy, cozy, Hygge vibes.
Hygge. Word of the day.
So there's a similar Japanese concept that we discussed, and I apologize, I can't remember the term for it, but it essentially translates down to kind of 1 mile wear. And the thinking is you're at home, you're going to the corner store, to get a little bite to eat or pick up TP or whatever it is you do at the corner store. You're not going to go out in your jammies,
right?
But you're not getting dressed up. You're going to put on probably like your sweat bottoms and a nice comfy top. 1 mile wear.
Right.
Anything that's a mile from your house. Kind of matches up with that Hygge style pretty well, and everything that you're going to see here is meant to be comfy clothing. Snuggle up by the fire with your hot chocolate. In your tiny little home.
Tiny home, which you're getting enhanced buffs by the way.
I like this one. I like this kind of neck that goes down. And again, these are solid colors, but I really appreciate the texture here. I hope they're coming up as good for you as I see on my monitor here. Just some simple, solid colors.
Yeah.
And we kind of get into the nice work shirt. I don't know. Is that a work shirt?
I interpret that as, is that like a pajama or like, I don't know, yeah.
It's versatile.
That could be a couple things. Yeah.
Slight little accents on the
Getting some bowling
button
vibes, yeah.
kind of has both.
Kind of getting bowling vibes.
Yeah, if it had like a name on it.
Yeah.
I love this one. This is probably my favorite top of this hour. I keep changing my mind.
Next one will be your favorite, isn't it?
This little striped shirt underneath with a couple of solid patterns.
Nice.
So if you don't want that striped shirt, you can get a little bit simpler.
Yeah. Next one. I like the shirt.
And yeah, super like kind of comfy. I have a couple of these grandpa sweaters myself at home. You know, with the kind of graphic tee underneath.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah,
like
grandpa chic.
Not how my grandpa would wear it, but
Ooh, a little changes the t-shirt. Nice, nice.
little foxy.
Nice.
This is my favorite swatch of that one. Who doesn't like little foxy?
No, that's a nice pattern. Nice little design.
Again,
no design.
Those solids. You're noticing the pattern here, right? We build and cast. We're trying to give you interesting selections with also some classic, simple, plain swatches.
Yeah.
You guys told us very clearly that that was important to you, and I think you were right. I think you were absolutely right. So we're going to continue to try to do that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't go with this bottom.
No, that's a look. That's a look.
Again, this is a grandpa sweater you would find in my closet, right?
This is pure towny look. So you'll see someone wearing this outfit.
Yeah, just rich fabric.
Yeah.
Does not look like it's plastic. It looks like this
absolutely.
nice, cozy knit sweater.
Very nice.
And we have one full body for the males. And it is quite an awesome full body.
That pocket, though.
That pocket is everything
That's great.
to me. That little peeking chibi panda. Like, yes. Yep. So let's see what other little surprises we have in store. So we can do a plain and get your kind of holiday-esque winter vibes maybe with your jammy bottoms. I'm just gonna call it jammies.
Those are jammies. Is that regional thing? I think it's jammies.
And arguably, maybe a few of these may look a little bit better on females, but I think they work.
These are great.
Work pretty well on both sexes.
Oh yeah, back with that panda energy. I'm feeling that.
Yeah, so cute. A sucker for the plaids too.
Oh yeah. I like these PJs. They're nice.
So
Yeah.
fun, comfy vibe.
Yeah.
And if we go to our bottoms,
There we go.
it's just distracting.
I don't know.
There we go. Okay. Bottoms. So we got kind of maybe some dad jeans, maybe some good work pants. Gonna do a little gardening.
Yeah.
Don't care so much that they get a little stain or a little rip.
Yeah, rolling up the jeans like that, pretty hip. I don't know.
We're hip.
We're hip. We clothes. We clothes.
Nice. And I really like these pants.
Yeah.
So again, arguably some kind of cool grandpa pants.
Oh wow, yeah. You have people up a little higher for grandpa pants.
Oh, butt's looking really good.
That's dad vibes.
And just some good swatches.
Nice.
But yeah, I love these like plaid prints.
Yeah, absolutely.
Power pink.
Power move pink. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Let's kind of switch over to Cynthia Condon, our girl. Actually, let's switch over to Haley first, and let's do the adults.
What kind of hair we got?
So, hair. So, we saw this on the male. Nice. And we have another kind of wispy.
I'm not sure if these are shown in the trailer, but yeah. Very nice.
A little bun and back, and I love these like big chunky curls. Like we've seen a couple other ones in previous packs that might have like the little wisp.
Yeah.
I like
huge, chunky, impossible curls. It's crazy.
Yeah. And we also saw this on the men, which doubles very nicely on her as well.
Yep.
With that really short, slick look. And our last hair for adults. Of the fun updo braid.
Yeah.
Very just Dark bangs.
Serious bangs.
Let's put her in this one. That's my favorite
Yeah.
for her. And let's go through and look at some of the hats, or excuse me, some of the clothing. So show off. Where is it? It was up
The
here.
shirts.
So we do have one new accessory in the pack. Or I guess
Nice.
one facial accessory, and
Sure.
then we have 2 additional accessories.
Nice.
So we got the not quite plumb bob earrings, but
Almost anti-plumb bob. I don't know.
very subtle color changes. Nothing too bright or in your face. I think the kind of shape of the earrings themselves are bold enough.
Yeah.
And kind of corresponding. Oh, don't mind me. Corresponding necklace. It's very, very pretty.
Yep.
I could see this easily on some of my Get Famous celebrities. And really excited for these glasses. Always looking to get kind of more. I know we don't have tons and tons of glasses in games, so I really like these. And I like how the swatches are really more focused on the ear pieces.
Yeah.
Which gives it this kind of cool two-tone vibe. So a couple of main colors, and then you'll get kind of a solid version,
Yeah.
or like a two-tone version. And it's just cute. It looks good.
I like it.
I put it on my Sim self, and I actually liked it on the guys as well.
Nice.
But it's cool.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I like it.
yeah,
I like it.
yeah,
I'm not gonna say like these terrible things. I'm like, well.
We could have done better on this one. I'm not feeling it.
All right, so let's look at some of the tops. So we got this awesome sweater. Like, it's a cold day today, and that looks
It's a crazy sweater game.
nice and warm.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to give her like a big, like, give me all your warmth.
Suck in that warmth.
We have just some very nice, classic colors.
Ooh.
Nothing too bold, but you got some darks, you got some lights.
Yeah.
And again, that's just a comfy looking sweater. So a little bit
Oh,
more
shows the
kind of
necklace.
toned down. Same kind of color varieties. Like,
Nice.
none of these clothes need shoes. Like, you're not wearing shoes with any
You're
of
done.
these. You're like,
No.
again, you got your cup of coffee or your hot chocolate.
We're sitting around the house wearing that.
Yep. Now this, I think, is just a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
I can definitely see this on my young adults, maybe even my teen Sims. And again, you can see how they've been playing in this pack with the kind of like vertical striped
Yeah.
undershirts alongside some of the
Is that a
Solids.
Huga style too? Or what was the cast theme this time? Was it Huga?
I think,
Or-
Huga.
That wide variety?
generally-
Interesting. Okay.
And then I think they just looked for good pieces that ended up matching our object style. So again, everything just feels very, very
Yeah.
cohesive in this pack. And my favorite female top in this one.
Nice.
I think this is really cool.
Yeah. I'm sure it's still warm.
Yeah. A little bit more style
Yeah.
over function here. But it's cool.
Yeah.
Matching yellow.
Nice.
I'm really partial to this color right now. I don't know if it's like
it's like
the
a-
season we're in.
Oh, kind of mustardy. Yeah.
But pretty.
Nice. Very nice.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Full bodies for the ladies, so we have the same one that we
yeah.
saw for the guys.
Big energy from that. I like that.
And like
Huh.
that's definitely
Yeah.
like your 1 mile winner for sure. Kinda just one piece. I wouldn't call it like a smock or a moo-moo because it's got more
Not a
style than
moo-moo,
that,
not a
right?
moo-moo.
Definitely got more style than that. But it's I'm throwing it on.
Yeah.
I'm walking out of the house in 5 minutes flat.
What constitutes a moo? I feel like this would, maybe.
I don't know.
When you get there.
I love the little pocket.
Oh, those are great. I like the design.
Just one little pocket. You know, you're not going to be doing this.
Yeah,
but, you know, you can have
Get one in.
throw your wallet in there.
Yeah, your one phone. Yeah.
Those are our full bodies. Now, if we go down to bottoms, so we have the plaid pants that we saw for males.
Yep.
Really good. Love it. And then we have a skirt.
Yeah. 2 pockets.
And again, just the really rich textures on here.
Yeah.
Like I can almost feel it.
Feel the knit.
Feel the knit. Oh, you will.
Ooh.
Go through. Love it.
All right, cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much the extent of cast offerings for adults.
Okay, dogs.
And then kids and toddlers. So there's no new clothing for these age groups. I'm sorry, I know you guys want more young assets, and we definitely hear that. But one thing that we were able to support in this pack was getting all of the adult hairs.
Hey.
So we made every adult hair also available on kids. And you know, we definitely had to do some work to make it fit on the frame properly and still kind of resonate with the adult version so you could see it. But this is important to me. Like I have a little boy at home, and he's now of the age where like we kind of match up on dressing, or we match up on like how we comb our hair.
Yeah.
And it's adorable. It's really, really cute. So the fact that I can kind of do this with the kids right now, I am super here for.
That's a good point.
If I look at toddlers, same thing.
Yeah, the same things.
All the hairs
Got the crazy bangs
on my kids and on my toddlers. And you know, frankly, this isn't something that we have done for very long. We've always struggled with being able to support a variety of hairs across all the age groups. And taking one hair for adult and porting it down to kids was very difficult.
I hear
for
it's
us.
actually tough. I hear it's tough.
So this is another thing that I want to give major kudos to, you know, Mike, our art lead on this.
Yeah.
He cracked the code, so to speak, and he found a way to support these adult hairs on kids in a reasonable time frame.
Yeah.
In fact, this was the reason for the quality of life patch. We were able to go through and port a bunch of existing hairs onto the kids and toddlers. So I really, really want to thank him for doing that. I think it's powerful. I hope it's something that we're able to continue in the future.
Yeah.
I did have Simblob say, whoever did this, find them, hug them, whisper in his ear how happy he's made us all.
Can we just go both ears? We go right to him.
Don't know
do we
how
wanna...
HR is going to feel about that.
Might be a violation.
But Mike, if you're listening and I see you in the hallway, I'm going to have to do what I'm going to have to do. The community demands it. So that takes us to the end of our 2020 January Tiny Living live stream.
Yep.
I want to thank you guys for hanging in there with us. If you have additional questions on this pack, you're going to get a bunch of reviews coming out really soon. And obviously, you can always hit us up on social media, wherever you usually find us.
Yep.
And we would be happy to provide some more details and answers. Dude, am I like melting? Why am I like, why do you look so good?
You look great.
And
You look
thank
great.
you.
You look great.
Thank you. And next time, we're going to need a stool for
Oh, I'm
me.
sorry.
Oh, man. Well,
We'll both be sitting. We'll even it out.
we need to end this. This is not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse.
When are we releasing this?
This will be out next Tuesday, which is what's the date? What's the date? January 21st. January 21st. Simultaneous worldwide release.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Console will be coming out February 4th, which is you know, a little bit of a delay. Always trying to get better about that, trying to bring them closer together. So thank you, console players, for being so patient with us. We promise to get it out to you as soon as we possibly can. And then once that happens,
Tiny Living.
all bets are off, and we want to see those builds. So
Yeah.
have fun with it. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Bye.